What's going on YouTube? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, and today I'm going to show you how to unlock the Brilliant Tactician trophy and achievement in Crimson Desert for completing all 10 of the combat operations challenges. Let's start in the far southeast of the map in Delecia to find Waves of Lightning. Head to this shrine along the path in the Mount Bennis region slightly southeast of the salt mine to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to hit 10 enemies at once with the Disruptor. First, you'll need to have finished the story so that you're able to conduct mechanical anatomy research in level 2 of the Delecian Research Institute's research tree. Then, you'll be able to send comrades on an expedition to produce disruptors at the Rustfield Scrapyard in Delecia. Once you've received your disruptor, equip it and travel to a blockaded area in Delecia, something like Marnie's Laboratorium. Then run into a very tight grouping of enemies and press left and right triggers, or L2 and R2 together, to activate the disruptor and send a lightning shockwave to short circuit all the enemies in the area. If you hit 10 enemies or more on this single ability, you can unseal the artifact to complete Waves of Lightning. Next, we'll travel north into central Delecia for Dirge Beyond the Border. Head to this shrine along the path in the Bennis River region, slightly southwest of Timberton, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat a guard in the Storm Veil. Now, Storm Veil is a skill that you can only obtain after you've progressed into Chapter 9 of the main story, since you're going to need to have access to the Spire of Clockwork to restore the Riddle Square section of the Abyss. Once you've completed this, you'll unlock the Wind Element and ultimately the Storm Veil skill in the health tree. Then all you need to do is assault a city guard, then press right trigger and A or R2 and X together at the same time to perform Storm Veil. As the guard is dazed in the fog, hold X or square to assassinate them. Escape the pursuit, then unseal the artifact to complete Dirge Beyond the Border. Sticking close by but slightly southwest, we'll find Seeds of Discord. Head to this shrine along the path in the Eastern Hills region, north of the Delecia South Gate, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to commit a crime in Delecia while wearing Varnian armor, and vice versa. First, you'll need enough contribution points for both towns to purchase their respective armors at the contribution shop. Visit Delecia's contribution shop inside the Delecia Castle in the north of town and purchase the Mortain chainmail. Equip the armor and a mask, then travel to Varnia and run into one of their civilians and hold X or square to commit the pickpocket crime. Escape the pursuit, then visit the Varnia contribution shop in the middle of the town and purchase the Sahazad plate armor. Equip the Varnian armor and travel back to Delecia, then run into one of their civilians to commit a pickpocket crime as well. Escape the pursuit and you can unseal the artifact to complete Seeds of Discord. Popping west into Demonis now, we'll move to the Riverbed Terrace region for Gunshot. Head to this shrine along the path in central Demonis, just outside the Scorchrock Castle, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat an elite enemy using only a gun. Now, I personally found this easiest by having a gun upgraded as high as possible and slotted with some damage-based Abyss gear, then use Damienne since she has even more damage if you've got her marksmanship skill to level 5. For even higher damage, imbue your attacks with an element if you've progressed far enough in the story. Then, as a guaranteed elite spawn, fast travel to the Abyss Nexus slightly northwest of the Sanctum of Penitence in southeastern Hernand and run towards the bear that's marked by the red star on your map. Aim your gun, then press and hold right trigger or R2 for charge shot, then release it for the most damage. After you've eliminated the bear, you can unseal the artifact to complete Gunshot. Traveling far northwest into the northeastern pocket of Hernand is where we'll pick up Flawless Massacre. Head to this shrine amongst the cliffs in the Haunted Hill region, slightly west of the North Hernand Watchtower, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 30 enemies within 1 minute without dying. Now, to complete this challenge easily, you'll want to have all of your gear upgraded and slotted with Abyss gear as much as possible for the highest damage output. You'll also want to have the armed combat skill and any other auxiliary skills that you like using for a specific weapon, something like turning slash for swords, as high as you can to unlock further function and higher damage bonuses. Then, travel to a blockaded area that's tightly packed, something like Fort Warspike in Hernand. Run through the gate and into the middle of the fort, then start swinging to kill any and all enemies that you see as quickly as possible. After you've killed your 30th enemy within a minute, you can unseal the artifact to complete Flawless Massacre. Moving further northeast from our last spot, be sure to grab Touch of Darkness from the Hills of No Return region of northeastern Hernand. Head to this shrine along the path slightly northwest of the Arborea Castle to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to assassinate 3 enemies within 1 minute without dying. Now, to make this challenge very easy, I would highly recommend using the Stormveil skill in the health tree, although you will need to have progressed into Chapter 9 of the main story, and restored the Riddle Square section of the Abyss to be able to do so. Then, all you'll need to do is fast travel to a blockaded area, approach some enemies, and press right trigger and A, or R2 and X together at the same time to perform Stormveil. As the enemies are dazed in the fog, hold X or square to assassinate them. After you've assassinated your 3rd enemy within a minute, you can unseal the artifact to complete Touch of Darkness. Now for Disruption, travel slightly northwest to the Sage's Peak region of southern Payloon. Head to this shrine amongst the trees slightly southeast and across the river from the Arrow Eye Post House to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 10 Lonely Jackals while wearing the Black Bear's leather helm. First, you'll need to have progressed into Chapter 8 of the main story so that you're able to purchase the Black Bear's leather helm from Lola, the tailor in Payloon City, which is represented by the shirt and scissors map icon. Then, equip the helmet and travel to a blockaded area that's controlled by the Lonely Jackals faction, something like the Whispering Forest Dock, which is across the river to the southeast of Payloon City, and kill the enemies wearing brown bearhead helmets. After you've killed your 10th Lonely Jackal, you can unseal the artifact to complete Disruption. Very close by that last challenge, we have End of the Shadow. Head to this shrine along the path in the Sage's Peak region of southern Payloon, immediately northeast and across the river from the Calfade Northern Depot to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to assassinate 5 enemies at night. Now, to make this challenge very easy, I would highly recommend using the Stormveil skill in the health tree, although you will need to have progressed into Chapter 9 of the main story and restored the Riddle Square section of the Abyss to be able to do so. Then, all you'll need to do is fast travel to a blockaded area between 9 PM and 3 AM in-game, approach some enemies, and press right trigger and A or R2 and X together at the same time to perform Stormveil. As the enemies are dazed in the fog, hold X or square to assassinate them. After you've assassinated your 5th enemy during the night, you can unseal the artifact to complete End of the Shadow. Then, we'll travel far north for our last 2 challenge pickups. Hidden Banner Pike we'll find in the Salt Road region in the north of the Crimson Desert. Head to this shrine along the path slightly southwest of the Varnia Gate to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 10 Bannermen within 30 minutes in Demonis without dying. Fast travel to Demonis and approach the castle at the southern entrance of town. You can enter through the main gate by pressing Y and B or triangle and circle together to perform Nature's Grasp to raise the gate. Alternatively, you can also enter the castle on its west side by traveling through the small courtyard. Now, the Bannerman spawns will be different depending on how you enter the castle, but regardless, you're looking to kill the guards that are holding the banners. If you've torn apart the entire castle and still need more to complete the challenge, you can get tackled and thrown out of the castle and then return to reset the spawn points. Just don't let the guards kill you. After you've killed your 10th Bannerman, you can unseal the artifact to complete Hidden Banner Pike. And lastly, we'll move slightly north for the last challenge in the Combat Operations Challenge set, Meteor Run in the Dark. Head to the shrine along the path in the Trader's Expanse region in the north of the Crimson Desert, north of the Varnia Gate to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to destroy 2 Palisade gates at night. Between the hours of 9 PM and 3 AM in-game, travel to liberated or blockaded forts in the game that have the wooden wall map markers like Roothold or the Steinfeld Fortress Gate in the south of Payloon. Now, if the gate is raised, you can jump up top and use the hand wheel to lower it. Then, weaken the gate by using Blinding Flash to concentrate the light, or fire imbued attacks on the gates until they've burned long enough that they darken. Now, use a heavy skill, something like Turning Slash, to destroy the gate. After you've destroyed your second Palisade Gate at night, you can unseal the Abyss artifact to complete the challenge, and ultimately obtain the Brilliant Tactician trophy and achievement. Now that's it for this video. I hope that it was able to help you. If it did, give it a like, drop some hype, and a comment. While you're here, consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games for many more guides just like this one.